What's going on YouTube? It is Dave's Daily Trades and we have quite the episode for today. So we're going to be going over the overall market. We're going to be going over earnings report for tomorrow, and yes, it is going to be big. We're going to be touching base on the shareholder votes. As you all know, this is getting pretty crazy. Some new whales hopping into AMC, and then of course the T+35 failure to deliver loop. So make sure you stay tuned for the entire video because we have a lot to cover. But first, we are going to start with the quick technical analysis of AMC and go for some price predictions for next week. So, of course, we right now have been trading right around this $32 range for the past couple of days now. 1, 2, 3, 4 trading days. So, of course, this has acted as a strong level of support for us for literally some time now. As you can tell, this was resistance back at the end of May, and once we broke through, we had an absolutely amazing day, and that was the day where we had like a 90% gain. So now we're here. We have tested this as support now once, twice, 3 times, and 4 times. So I do have to say this is very strong, and I personally don't see much room going down south from this. So of course, I would say if anything happens, $28 would be the absolute lowest. I really don't think we'll see anything even below 30 again. And that's just my personal opinion, as I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. Going down to the technicals, of course, really the big thing I've been personally looking at is the MACD. I'm really awaiting this crossover. As you can see, we've seen lots and lots of red. And it's about time we see a bullish reversal to start seeing green moves and start getting back into the $50 and $60 range. That's where I really want to see us. Of course, for RSI, we are literally flat on the RSI, just about at neutral, currently right now at 40. And my general rule of thumb is anything over 50 is bullish, below 50 is bearish. So I would love to see the RSI start to pop up, and if it does, we can expect the MACD to cross over, and of course, this bullish reversal to begin. We're not going to spend a lot of time going through the technical analysis for AMC because there is just so much more important data and information that's been coming out. So we're going to jump right over to it, guys. So just want to touch base on this tweet by David Loru. He says the S&P 500 earnings, bubbles everywhere. Make sure you have plenty of cash when this has a major correction. The Fed causes bubbles, recessions, and the question is, when do you sell high? Buffett has tons of cash here, and he's speaking about Warren Buffett here, one of the greatest investors of our time. So just want to show you guys this. Of course, we have the overvalued, fair valued, and undervalued with red, blue, and green respectively. And as you can see, we are really just topped out here at 44.37. And I'll just jump back to the chart, and we're just going to throw up the S&P 500 here. So, of course, yes, we did gap up above this line, and that is where we stand. I mean, just to zoom out and show you where we've come from. I mean, right in, I think this was in March of 2020, we hit the low of 218, and literally since then has just about doubled, actually over doubled from that time, which is insane growth, guys. So, and I'm just showing you this tweet right here, and I'll just jump back to it. But this is not the only person, as there are so many individuals calling a quote-unquote top right now. Now, I'm indifferent about this. I do believe that, you know, this economy has gone absolutely crazy. I mean, look at this from the crash of 2020 all the way to where we're at now. This is really crazy. And if we compare other time periods to this, like the dot-com bubble, where we had that massive explosive growth, and then same thing with the real estate bubble, where we had this was more of over a longer period of time, but a lot of room to grow here. So this is just absolutely parabolic movement, guys. We've never seen this before in our life, and I really think it's because of the liquidity that has just been pumped into the market, and that, of course, cannot sustain itself forever. So I did want to cover this, as I've seen so many posts just like this floating around just about everywhere. All right, so we're going to jump over to the earnings report. So this chart right here, and this is, I can't even pronounce that name right here, but I do know he is the member who controls the AMC Discord chat. Very intelligent person, and really made a great chart with some colorful pictures and images. So shout out to this user right here for going through and making this. So we're going to jump into it real quick. So, of course, this is the past 5 quarters for AMC. And as you can see, in December of 2020 and March of 2021, we were relatively flat, not making moves over here. But look at June 2021. We can expect 1,593%, which is, guys, that's crazy. And this is revenue we're talking about right here. So, of course, there were some big names that were premiered in theaters that brought in boats load of revenue. I mean, just to say here, Kong, Fast and Furious 9, Mortal Kombat, The Conjuring, A Quiet Place. I mean, a lot of big news. And of course, with COVID kind of slowing its course for the past, I would say 6 months, a lot more people have been going out to the theaters. And of course, just AMC in general has been trending. Everyone's talking about it. A lot of the investors are going to support it. I know I've been going to see movies. I hope you all have been supporting the theater. So this is just really, really great. And that's a huge jump in expected earnings right there. So, of course, I don't want to say just because of this, and earnings is tomorrow if you don't know, that we're going to have a crazy day. No, because, of course, hedgies are going to try to get in our mind, make us second guess our theories and our DDs. But guys, it doesn't matter because all in all, AMC is doing really good as a company, and that's all that matters. So, of course, this has been really the biggest thing floating around right now, where we're talking about the amount of shares and the amount of votes right here. So I just want to go through a few quick articles, get a general consensus of what the average share count per user or per investor is right now. So a lot of things floating around here. So this is the most recent August 7th Analysts update. So right here through this, and I'll link all of it in the description below, we are saying, where is this right here? So we have 12.6% have voted right now. Sorry, 1.47% of the 4.1 million shareholders have voted right now, which is a very, very small amount. So, of course, our predictions can only be so accurate with this, but if we're just using this data right here, it looks absolutely insane. And pretty much what we get from all of this math right here, 1/8 have voted. I mean, 1/8 of the entire float is accounted for just by the number of people who have voted. And that's only 1/50th of the apes right there. So that is insane. And the average share count per individual here is 1,071, and that's only taking the average. So I do want to jump over to this post right here, who goes through the same exact item, but they get a general shareholder count for 1,080 shares. So we're saying just about a little over 1,000 shares per investor. That's insane. And I'm just going to pull up a calculator right here. So Adam Aaron, when he tweeted on June 2nd, he said that there was 4.1 million AMC shareholders. So 4.1 million. We're just going to do this out in the calculator. Sorry, guys. I don't know what I'm doing here. Let me just back out of this. So 4.1. There we go. 4 million shareholders. And then we're going to just say, we're going to go low here. We're going to say 1,000 shares. Okay? And the only reason I'm shooting low is I want a more accurate number, and I want to be on the safe side. That's how I always play things out. And of course, since this is just taking a randomly sampled group of people, it's not accounting for the entire population of AMC shareholders. That's why we are going to shoot low. But this gives us 4 billion shares floating around. Now, we all know the float of AMC is only a little over 500 mil right there. So we're saying 4.1 billion shares, and this is just retail. This is not taking into consideration insiders, institutions, or anything else. This is just shareholders. So obviously, just from this number, apes own the entire float plus some more, plus a lot more of shares. So guys, there are, I would say, upwards anywhere from 5 to 8 billion synthetic shares floating around the market, which is just insane, guys. That is ridiculous. And that's why this is going to be, I see so many people comparing this to the Volkswagen squeeze of 2008, when Volkswagen went from like $200 a share to $20,000 a share. I mean, that had 11% short interest, and AMC saying it has anywhere from like 17 to 18%. But guys, that's not true. This is just such a different play, and there are so much more synthetic shares floating around, and that's why this is just going to be absolutely insane as long as people hold. All right, so a few new updates for whale stepping in. So quite a bit, guys. We don't have to go through the 13F here because that's just too much information, but just a high-level overview of what's been going on. So 2 million shares as part of call options for Wolverine Trading Group. 2 million shares as part of call options for IMC Chicago LLC. And then the Swiss National Bank putting up some numbers with 637,100 shares purchased. And of course, guys, the 13Fs are, I would say, old-ish data. And it looks like probably they were filed sometime around the end of June. So maybe even early July. So technically, not brand new data, but new data that the public is now able to see. So, of course, that's just really good news. I love to see all these institutions loading up. Really shows that AMC, from a technical perspective, looks pretty damn good. It has some room to run here, guys. Institutions are seeing this. And just jumping back to here real quick, this data right here, where we're getting, 4.1 billion shares of AMC floating around, does not account for any of these shareholders, and there are quite a bit. And then jumping into the ETFs, guys, I mean, that has nothing to do with the numbers that we are getting. So that is pretty crazy. So, of course, August 9th, that's Monday. Earnings are coming out. That is crazy. But the last thing I do want to cover in today's video before letting you all go is the T+35 failure to deliver loop that we are about to go in. So, of course, guys, T+35 dates. The original failure to delivers are here on the left, and the dates where it's coming up is right here on the right-hand side. As you can see, a lot of consecutive days where we do have those T+35 dates, which we have never seen before. We've only seen maybe one in one day. We'll have a break of 2 or 3 days and then maybe one more. But guys, we have 5 in a row. We have a 2-day break and then 5 more in a row. So that's crazy. And the reason why I want to cover this is I don't want you guys to have false hopes that on 8/8 or on Monday, we're going to see massive explosive growth. No, because I think it's going to take a couple of these cycles to happen. Where, it's not going to happen right off the bat because they don't want us to think that our theories and the RDD is correct. They're going to wait. They're going to have some psychological warfare, thinking that we're wrong, that this theory does not exist. But I'm telling you guys, and you know this already, stick with the plan, read the DDs, and that's all you need to know, guys. It's just a waiting game at this point. Good things are coming right around the corner, and AMC is looking better than ever. All right, guys, that's all I have for today's video. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, and enjoy the rest of the weekend. Peace.